I'm very pleased to welcome Governor and First Lady Lee to their first Children's Advocacy Days. Well, I'm going to say a little bit before Bill does because he's a much better speaker and he'll steal all the words and phrases I would want to say. But I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for giving us the privilege of being here. What you all do across this state for children is to be commended, and I know you're helping countless of lives one at a time, which then is a ripple effect down the road for all the lives that follow their life. So thank you all very much for what you do, and I just hope this is a great day for each one of you.
Thank you. And, you know, Maria and I traveled all over the state. We had one part of our campaign we called the Faith in Tennessee Tour, where we traveled to visit nonprofits that were doing remarkable work in partnership with DCS, with Department of Health, with organizations that state government has, but government can't do the work that needs to be done without the help of our community organizations, our nonprofits, and those, in your case, that are advocates for children. We visited Isaiah 117 in East Tennessee of note. I think that they may be on the docket later to speak to you, but I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and let me just say a couple words first of gratitude for what you do. The future of Tennessee lies in the future of our children, and if we don't advocate for, if we don't put policy around, if we don't have the right emphasis and the focus on our children, and that's all children in this state, then our future is at risk. You mitigate that risk by the very work that you do. And you know, this honored position that I have found myself in, it's the highest honor to be in a position to serve as the governor of this state. But it was born out of work primarily with and interacting with underserved kids. I mentored a young man in the inner city that had a very difficult childhood, and that relationship led to a passion around education for kids and public policy around that. I mentored a man coming out of prison who had had a very troubled childhood. And when he was a kid, ACEs were not something we talked about, but he certainly had that kind of a background, which gave me a great understanding of the challenges that our children face. And then I got engaged with his efforts to gain custody of his own son. So I dealt with CASA and DCS and the juvenile justice system, and in that process advocating for him. And those experiences in my private life were a part of what inspired me to use my life in a greater way to impact people all across this state. Maria and I prayed about this for a year, and then we decided that this was the right path for us to pursue. And the reason for that is because I found myself thinking, I've spent my life trying to make life better for my employees and through nonprofit work for children and incarcerated men and a number of organizations that I worked with. But what if I could use my life in public service to serve 6.5 million people? And that's really how this came about for us. So I share your passion for serving children in this state, whether it's my strong belief that every child in Tennessee should have access to an education, a quality education, and that no child, regardless of their zip code or regardless of their economic status, should be denied the same access that every Tennessee child has to quality education. I fundamentally believe that we have to be certain that children in this state are cared for from a healthcare standpoint and that we advocate for them at every level of their lives, even in the juvenile justice system, which we will be working on as a part of our task force on criminal justice reform this next year. So I could go on, but I just wanted to make certain that you knew, first of all, my appreciation for what it is that you do, because state government can never accomplish all that needs to be done. It really is not the role. But we can, together, we can accomplish what needs to be done. And together we can create an environment in Tennessee where our children, all children, have a bright and prosperous future. And that's certainly my desire, and I know it's your desire, and I look forward to partnering and working with many of you to see that happen in the years ahead. Thanks for the honor to be here to share a few words. Thanks for what you're doing. I hope it's a very productive time that you have here. I know you're going to be hearing from a lot of our departments. I'm so excited about those that are heading our departments and their passion for kids across Tennessee. And once again, thank you.